I know the news hasn't been good here lately, but today I want to share something with you that makes me very happy and something that I've been working really hard on for quite some time, and that is our new raised garden beds and our 2025 garden. We started this year, this was literally just these two boxes right here and a giant black tarp over everything else. And throughout the entire spring, I've been working on not only getting more lumber to build 3 more of these raised garden beds, but I also brought in 3 cubic yards of dirt to fill them up. And then I spent a lot of time hauling mulch from the free mulch pile and filling this all in out here. And then once that was all done, we did the part that's really important, which was to plant everything that's growing out here. And I thought today I would take you on a little tour of everything that we have going on and show you what we're planning for the 2025 garden. Looks like I'm getting a special visitor for this tour. Got a mellow cat out here. Oh, she is so toasty. It's the only nice day we're gonna have for about a week. So everyone's out mowing, I'm out doing garden tours, and Mellow's out basking and being just overall cute in general. So there's a mellow cat for today. And here's our garden for the day, starting with our tomatoes. I'm growing 3 different types of tomatoes here. What you see here, in fact, we have a little flower starting in this one. These are cherry tomatoes. We've got 2 of these, which means this entire area is going to be just overflowing with cherry tomatoes. If you haven't seen those before, they're just like the tiny little ones. In fact, this card might have a picture on there. Yeah, this will be helpful. These are super sweet 100s, and we're going to have not 100, but probably 1,000 tomatoes coming off here, and most certainly a mellow cat who is not done with her cameo for the day. Let's take them on the tour of the Roma tomatoes, mellow cat. Roma tomatoes are nice to have because you can make sauces and various things with those. And I've got 2 plants of those as well. And then my personal favorite, because you can make BLTs, these are beefsteak tomatoes. And I'll try to get out of the sunlight here so you can actually see them. But these are actually starting to flower as well. So we're doing really great here. Last year, I didn't even get my garden planted until the end of May. So again, this is like something that I'm really proud of and excited to share. And that's our tomatoes, and this will all be flooded with them, hopefully, if all goes well. Over here, we've got ourselves a whole mess of cucumbers, or will be. These are cucumber plants. There's 4 of them planted in here. Cody kind of staggered these. And this can be completely, just like I mentioned with the cherry tomatoes over there. Oh no. I'm gonna be a little distracted here if you don't mind, okay? I just can't resist a kitten pet. Yeah, I can't resist it, can I? No. Okay, so these, oops, scared her away. These are all going to be cucumbers. If you love cucumbers, this is the place to be. This is the raised bed. Again, these are my old ones. You can see how these ones are kind of grayed out, and I didn't use pressure treated lumber for these, which could be a mistake in the long run, but so far they're holding up just fine. They can support the weight of a very needy tuxedo cat. So we're good there. We'll see how many pets. Do a counter. How many pettins can we get in this video? Let's move over to the next bed. This is one of the first new ones that I built. And I do these very simply. These are just 4 feet by 8 feet with 2x4s of the same length cut on top. You just got to do a little measuring and a lot of screwing in. And once you do that, you have a raised bed. Inside these, because I use a pressure treated wood as I try to speak, there's black plastic. You might be able to see kind of in the back corner back here. And that is to keep whatever chemicals may infiltrate the soil. Unlikely, but it's good just to prepare for that so it doesn't get into the dirt into your plants. So that is what I did here, and this one isn't quite done yet, but we have ourselves some butternut squash. Cody loves squash, and I love butternut soup, and she makes this dessert with those, so I'm hoping to grow some butternuts. I've never done that before, but we got 2 of those in here. And then these are red peppers, and these are called the Red Knights, and they're sweet peppers. So if I want to do some sausages or something like that, these peppers would be great to have in there. This space right here that's empty, we're going to be growing sugar snap peas. I'm going to get one of those trellises that kind of goes up like this, and then the peas can just grow up that. So we've got to buy the seeds for that, and I think I'm going to look at Lowe's to get a trellis because I need to stop in there and wait to get a mailbox post of all things. So that is, I guess, bed number 3. We're making good progress here. We still have Mellow Cat. Let's add another one on. There we go. And we got a meow too. Okay, this, I'm not sure how these are gonna turn out. These are onions. These are called candy onions. I love sweet onions in particular. And Mello is now rubbing the camera. Okay, thank you, Mello Cato. Add that in. And these I just kind of planted in here, and we'll see how they go. They're not looking great. I'm not feeling too good about these. I like growing like the onion bulbs that you put in. These are just like tiny little like root stem things, and I just planted them there. So that's an experiment, and if that doesn't work, maybe we'll try something else there. I wouldn't be heartbroken on that, but I would be heartbroken if these didn't grow. These are zucchini, and if you're curious, they are zucchini elite squash, zucchini squash, and we decided to do just the regular zucchini as opposed to yellow squash because I prefer these, and we have 2 of those there. I'm a little concerned about spacing because if you've seen these full grown, like they're massive, so it's going to take over this entire spot. And yeah, I'm very excited to have some zucchini. So we're kind of just growing everything that we buy at the grocery store, more or less. Okay, geez Louise, can't even do a garden tour out here. I'm growing everything that we buy at the grocery store. That way I can grow it myself and go shopping in my own yard for foods. Will I actually break even in costs though? It's hard to say because this was all very expensive, and we'll get into that in a second. But I got one more thing to show you here, and this is probably the one that I'm most excited about. What you're looking at here in the back of the garden, we had a little bit more space. Like as you can see, these are like, it's like 4 of these all set up. And this was my vision initially, but last year I only did 2, and I should have just did all of them. But we had room in the front, and I planted myself a strawberry patch. There's 3 different types of strawberries in here, a total of 6 plants. We have early, these are like intermediate ones, and then these are late. But it's kind of weird because the early ones, as they're labeled, I guess they are. They're already growing strawberries. I was gonna say they're not growing them, but check this out. We already have strawberries growing there. And then these ones have strawberries on them. I was thinking like my plan, and I don't know if this will work, but like if they grow like early, medium, and late, we'll have strawberries all year. And the beauty of these, the way strawberries work is they kind of grow off and grow shoots, and then that'll go into the ground. And just like with everything that I was talking about with the cherry tomatoes and the cucumbers, this should just be completely flooded with strawberries. And what's really awesome about these is that they grow back every year. So this will be something that I just plant one time and end up with years and years of strawberries, just like I have years and years of this little Mellow Cat wanting attention. It's the same thing. Speaking of attention, let's give some attention to the mulch here. You don't pay attention to the weeds growing through it. That's hard to combat. And I don't want to spray anything out here because I don't want it to get in there, of course, like she's getting in there. But this is all free mulch. I paid a lot of money for black mulch around our house. I was like, well, could do black mulch, but there's a free mulch pile just down the road. So I ended up taking advantage of that. 2 truckloads full, and I ended up having mulch for this entire area. And it looks so much nicer than the black tarp that was covering it before. The tarp did much better with weeds, but if you stay ahead of it, I think it's gonna be okay. And I think our garden's gonna be great this year. I'm so excited about this. And this is just like, it's really what I needed. This project, I've been spending so much time on it, and to have this done now, I'm just so happy. I'm happy with this, and this brings me a lot of joy just showing it off to you, as crazy as that may seem, but to know that I can come out here and see my stuff growing and pick some produce one of these days is just so darn cool. What I was thinking is that we would pet the cat, and then what I would do after that, maybe in the weeks to come, is I'll do garden updates. I like to do little updates where I showcase just how things are growing, not only as something that I can share and like brings me joy, like seeing like little peppers coming on. Speaking of that, I want to show you something over here. I noticed this last night when I was out here watering. Look at that tiny little pepper there. Can you see him? I don't know if you can even see it or not, but there's a little pepper growing in there. And I was like, how cool would it be to make a series where I just come out here maybe every week or a couple weeks and I'll show off what we have growing, not only as a way to celebrate, I guess, but maybe to encourage other people out there, to inspire that like you don't really need this much space. You don't need to go all in like this. You can grow just a little bucket of something. If you want to grow some tomatoes, you can do it. And I'm telling you, it's so rewarding when you start picking stuff out of the garden. It's like, oh, it feels great. So this is what I need in my life right now. I wanted to share with you as a little bit of, I guess, good news here, because we've all had enough bad news, I think, not only for 2025, but maybe for like the next decade, at least for me. And this is just like a little piece of something out here that I can kind of find joy in. So I wanted to share that with you. Maybe gardening's not your thing, but maybe through my excitement for it, maybe it'll become your thing. And I'll keep you posted on how this grows, and we'll have Greg's garden. Well, it's a whole family garden. Greg's Gardening Tips 2025 coming soon to a channel near you. Speaking of tips, don't actually take any tips from me. I'll take tips from you. If you have anything that I could do to make my garden better or to help my yields or anything, I'm totally open for that, as long as it's something that I can change up with everything already in the ground. So on that, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you as the garden proceeds to grow. You like progressing, Mellow? She's like, dude, what are you talking about? Mellow Cat's like, okay, enough about the garden. Let's get back to them pettins. Deal.